Everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte Music Store in Utrecht, the Netherlands. Today we are taking a look at this really cool limited edition Fender Stratocaster from the Fender Custom Shop from 2021. So it came in used or played in, and it is a really cool Strat. Taking a look at this limited edition 1963 heavy Relic Fender Stratocaster in a heavy Relic 3-tone sunburst finish. All of its glory. So from 2021, so came in use, but it is just completely complete. So it has all of the goods, all of the case candy, and yeah, also like minimal playwear. Like obviously with a Relic guitar, it's a little bit difficult or a little bit tricky to tell, but just check the frets and you do see that it is in a beautiful shape, that it hasn't been played all that much. But yeah, really cool killer Strat, looks really badass, and of the Fender Custom Shop, so really of the almost the highest grade, if you will. So cool Strat. Let's dive into the specs. So obviously based on a 1963 Fender Stratocaster, so it has all of those type of specs. First off, the body, it is an alder body. Again, 3-tone sunburst finish, heavy Relic, so you see all of that really nice finish checking, as well as all of those wear marks. That looks very tastefully done. Also feels really nice in the hand. There you got your Fender Custom Shop plate, neck plate. Also quite nice weight. I think that this one came in at about like 3.6 kilos, something like that, which I think is pretty much ideal for a Fender Stratocaster. Not too light, not too heavy. Just yeah, perfect as is. We have then got a very traditional 1963 style layout when it comes to the electronics and to the controls. So 3 single coil pickups. These are some hand wound, let's see, hand wound Fat 60s Relic single coil pickups. The middle one is then a reverse wound, reverse polarity pickup in order to kind of like combat the 60s cycle hum. Obviously then done on a mint green guard, which is also very much 1963 in style. So this kind of like off-white, it's not quite white, obviously it's also not quite green, but kind of like has this faded white type of a color to it. It kind of like looks like that it is a mint green, so hence the name mint green. Very traditional tremolo system, so with your bent steel saddles, and also then obviously with your arm included. It's kind of like the shorter style arm, I would say. So yeah, that's also quite nice, but also then obviously aged, that hardware is aged. We have then got a 5-way pickup selector switch. So that is more modern style, because traditionally Fender Stratocasters up until like the late 1970s, early 1980s came with a 3-way pickup selector switch. But obviously a lot of players then really got into those in between tones, and then the 5-way pickup selector switch was like brought onto the market, and then Fender kind of like adopted that later on. So it's very nice to then have that in this vintage style model. Master volume control, and then a tone control for your neck and your middle pickup, and then a tone control for your bridge pickup. Output jack on the front, obviously. Moving on to the neck, that is a quarter-son maple neck, so it's quite stable. That's kind of like the difference between quarter-son and non-quarter-son maple necks. These are more stable, so they don't need as much work. Obviously also Relic aged, so there on the back it's very smooth and very nice feeling and playing, very comfortable. Comes to the profile, obviously then also 1963 style. It's a little bit more meat on there than like a medium size, I would say. So it's a little bit beefy, but definitely not baseball bat, anything like that. Just overall still very much accessible, and yeah, not too big and just nicely rounded. So yeah, I'm sure that most people would just be perfectly fine playing this very fine neck. Rosewood fingerboard with your white dot inlays. And then we've also got a slightly flatter radius, so that is a little bit more of a modern touch. The radius on this neck is 9.5 inches as opposed to the 7.25 inches, so making it just a little bit more bend friendly without having to like raise your strings like way up high in order to like have your notes not die out on you. So that's very nice. Got a bone nut, very nicely cut and polished even. Then your headstock with your Fender Stratocaster decal, and then your single string tree. Then on the back your Fender Custom Shop decal as well as your vintage style tuners. Last thing to mention, also comes with its original blonde case, including all of the case candy. So your the spec sheet like the COA and your leather booklet, your original Fender Custom Shop strap, as well as an ashtray and some extra tram springs. So pretty much what you would get when you bought this guitar brand new. So yeah, really got the full package with this very fine Custom Shop Strat. Really cool guitar, very killer, really badass, cool relicking job. And then based on the very legendary, arguably like one of the most iconic years for the Fender Stratocaster, 1963 being with that rosewood board, 3-tone burst color, and yeah, all in all just a very killer, badass Fender Stratocaster. So let's hear what it sounds like, but first if you're interested in this 2021 limited edition 1963 Custom Shop Heavy Relic Stratocaster in a 3-tone summers finish, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of very cool used gear like this, or cool golden age vintage gear, electrics, acoustics, bass guitars, even all that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's hear what this really cool Fender Custom Shop limited edition 1963 Stratocaster from 2021 sounds like. Going to be playing through this late 1970s Fender Pro Reverb. So let's then move on to that part and let's then take this really cool Custom Shop Relic Strat for a spin.
you.